Hello, darling. It's great to see you again, and thanks for joining me for today's video. Woohoo! I'm so glad that you are joining me for today's video. I really am. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a review of this. It's a manual car tail foot pump, and we are going to find out, as you can see, if this is worth your money or not. Now, you fold this in like this here, and it has a lock on each side, so it just locks into place. You got your gauze, and that plugs into your TYRE valve. Now I'm speaking from experience here, and I learned this the hard way, and you are going to learn this within 5 minutes. It always pays to have one of these in your van, as well as a 12-volt mini air compressor, which I also have here, as you can see. So make sure you have, make sure you have both of these products in your van. So you're going to need a 12-volt mini air compressor, as well as a manual tail foot pump for your van or your car or whatever vehicle you have. Because, now like I said, I'm speaking from experience, and I learned this the hard way, unfortunately, but at least I learned. And what happened is that I did not have one of these in my vehicle. And what happened is that my old 12-volt mini air compressor stopped working. And then all of a sudden, I needed to put air into my tires urgently, and I couldn't put air into my tires. And that's when I realized I need to have one of these in my van, as well as a 12-volt mini air compressor. Then that way, if something happens, I don't know, it's like, say for example, you're boondocking out in the middle of whoop somewhere, and there's no one around for miles and miles, you're by yourself, and you can't get in contact with anyone because there's no reception, so you can't phone anyone or text message anyone, because there's no reception. And you need to put air into your tires, and you're going to use your 12-volt mini air compressor like you usually do. And for whatever reason, it doesn't work. It stops working. So all of a sudden, you're stuck somewhere, out in the middle of whoop somewhere, and you can't put air into your tires. But if you have one of these in your vehicle, as well as a 12-volt mini air compressor, then you've got nothing to worry about. With these, you can still put air into your tires, regardless of whether your 12-volt mini air compressor is working or not. And these are great gadgets to have. They are so handy and they are so reliable. You know, these are the same things that our parents and our grandparents used to use to put air into the tires of their cars, you know, before they invented the 12-volt mini air compressors. And these things, they will not let you down. But make sure you have the right one for your vehicle, because they also have these for bikes too. And the ones for bikes don't work on the ones for cars. So this is 100 PSI. And you can tell the difference because it's double barrel. If you get a double barrel, you know they will put air into a car tire or a van tire. But if it has just one single canister, it's not going to work for it's not going to work on your car. It's going to work on like a bike tire or whatever. So what we do is when you're closing it, you fold it down like that. Hold it down completely. Oh, I got my head caught up in that then. And then, if I can just get it, it's a bit hard. Hang on, let me try again. It's a bit hard. It might be easier to stand on. Anyway, we'll have a look outside. So when you're closing it, it might be easier to step on it with your foot and then lock it. Okay, so let's do the review of this manual car van tire foot pump. And we're going to find out if it's worth your money. Woohoo! Hello! Okay, so now I'm going to attach it to the valve here. And when you do, you push that down like so. And as you can see, the tire is getting bigger because the more air is being pushed into the tire. Okay, starting to get hot now. Whew. I tell you what, I really love this gadget. This is definitely one of the best things that I've ever bought for my van. It's well worth the money. I got mine from Temu. I got it for around about $30, $35. I think it was about $30, around about the $30, $35 mark. So it wasn't expensive. I also also noticed that it didn't come with instructions, but that's okay. So what I did is that I just Googled how to use it, and I watched some videos on YouTube about how to use the manual car tire foot pump, and it's very easy to use. It's not complicated at all, and it's definitely well worth the money. I absolutely recommend that you invest in this manual car tire foot pump, because like I said earlier, it's most important that you have both a 12-volt mini air compressor as well as a manual car tire foot pump in your van or whatever type of vehicle you have. Then that way, if you have both of them in your van, then that way you will always have peace of mind knowing that if anything ever happens in the future, and it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're boondocking out in a whoop-whoop somewhere or whatever, you'll always have peace of mind knowing that you can always put air into your tires. And I mean, look, there's nothing worse than being stuck somewhere, you know, with a flat tire and, you know, you can't put air into your tires because you don't have the right equipment in your van or in your car. You know, it's most important. This is why I absolutely recommend having this in your vehicle. And after my last experience, when my 12-volt mini air compressor stopped working, I don't know why it stopped working, maybe because, you know, I've had it for a few years, and I know that mini air compressors, they do last for a few years, but they don't last forever. But these manual car tire foot pumps, they do last forever, so they are definitely well worth your money, and you can always, you know, guarantee that they're going to work and that they're always reliable. And that's what you want in your van or whatever type of vehicle you have. Because I used to have one of these manual, I used to have one of these ones, just like that one, many years ago, in my car. Oh, this was before I got married. And I used it on my tires all the time, and it never let me down. And I don't know whatever happened to that. After I got married, I don't know what happened to that. But I lost it. It got lost somewhere along the line. I don't know, but anyway, it did. And I always thought about getting another one, but I never got around to doing it. And then I ended up getting the 12-volt mini air compressor instead, thinking, oh, you know, this is better, you know, because you just plug it into your cigarette lighter and it does the work for you instead of pumping it up for yourself. But then I learned, well, what happens when the 12-volt mini air compressor stops working? Then what do you do? So then all of a sudden I found myself stuck. and I couldn't put any air into my tires, and I needed to put air into my tires urgently. And that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to go back to the manual car tire foot pump. And that's when I realized I need to have both of them in my van. I need to have a 12-volt mini air compressor as well as the manual tire foot pump. And I tell you what, since I've had both of those in my van, oh my God, it has been a complete game changer. It really has. And now I have peace of mind knowing that it doesn't matter wherever I am, I now know that I can always put air into my tires, and I've got nothing to worry about anymore. And I tell you what, just having peace of mind, oh my God, is so much better. So I do recommend that you buy one of these manual 12-foot pumps for, I'll put you over here, for your vehicle, as well as the 12-volt mini air compressor. But it's great to have one of these as a backup, just in case your mini 12-volt air compressor does stop working for whatever reason. You know, maybe your power station overheats and you can't use your 12-volt mini air compressor or whatever, you know. Or maybe you have a flat battery in your car and you can't use the 12-volt mini air compressor. But it doesn't matter, because as soon as you have one of these, you've got nothing to worry about at all. You can always put air into your tires. Oh my God, I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that I have both of them in my van. I really am. So as you can see here with this tire, okay, now we'll have a look at the tire after I pump it up with the manual foot pump. Now you can see the difference. See how it's a lot bigger? Oh, I've gone hot again. So I am so happy with the manual car tire foot pump. You know, so it's 100 PCR. Now remember, like I said, when you're buying one of these and you're going to buy it for your car or for your van, make sure it's a double barrel, not a single one, because the single ones are for bikes, whereas the double barrels are for cars and vans. And it's so important. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to have both a 12-volt a 12-volt mini air compressor as well as a manual car tire full pump in your van. You need both of them in your vehicle because it's a great idea to have the manual foot pump as backup in case your 12-volt mini air compressor stops working for whatever reason. And like I said, if you're out in the middle of whoop somewhere, boondocking, wherever, and if there's no one around who can help you, and if there's no reception, so you can't get in contact with roadside assistance or whoever, you're going to have the right equipment in your van so that you can get yourself out of trouble when need be. And like I said, there's nothing worse than being stuck somewhere with a flat tire and you can't put any air into your tire because your 12-volt mini air compressor isn't working for whatever reason, and you don't have a manual car tire full pump, you could be in a lot of trouble. So make sure that you do have both of them in your van or in your car. And, it just gives you peace of mind, just knowing that you don't have to worry about putting air into your tires no matter where you are or what happens. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Like I said, I learned that the hard way, and I'm not going to do the hard way ever again. Now, I bought mine from Temu. You can buy them from other online stores, including Amazon, eBay, etc. So, depending on which brand you buy and which store you buy it from, will determine the price because they all charge different prices. So if you're looking for a good quality manual car tire full pump for your van that's not expensive, then I recommend you buy it from Temu like I did. That's why I shop at Temu, because they're the cheapest and you can buy a lot of good quality products from Temu. Okay, so this is just a quick video. I thought that I should make a review about the manual car tire full pump and why I recommend it. And I really do recommend it. It's a great addition to have in your van or in your car or whatever vehicle you have, because in that way, like I said, if your 12-volt mini air compressor stops working for whatever reason, especially when you need to put air into your tires urgently, you don't have anything to worry about because you've always got your manual car tire full pump in your van. And I tell you what, buying that manual car tire full pump for my van is definitely one of the best things that I've ever bought for my van. And now when I think about it, the only regret that I have is that I didn't buy it sooner. But oh well, at least I have it now. That's all that matters, isn't it? Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful and useful in some way. And I really do hope that you can invest in buying a manual car tire full pump for your vehicle. I promise you, you will not regret it at all. Okay, so I'm going to end my video here. So just before I do, I just want to say that I'm going to give the manual car tire full pump 10 out of 10. Woohoo! And remember, you must have both a 12-volt mini air compressor as well as the manual car tire full pump in your van. It's definitely a must. And like I said, they're not expensive. Well, depending on where you buy it from, of course. But mine was only $30. Or was it $35? I can't remember, but it's $30 something anyway. I bought mine from Temu, and they will last you a lifetime. Whereas with the 12-volt mini air compressors, they only last you for a few years. That's why you'll only get 1 year warranty with a 12-volt mini air compressor. But with the manual car tire full pump, you have it forever. So it's definitely well worth the money, even though it's not expensive, which means it's a win-win. Woohoo! Okay, so thanks for joining me for today's video. I really appreciate it, I really do. And please subscribe to my channel to support me. And of course, don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up. And I will see you, darling, in my next video. So until then, please take care. And of course, drive safely. Bye-bye, darling.